crash. Drivers off the roads tonight. More than 500 flights canceled at the Denver airport alone. Winter storm and wind alerts in 32 states tonight, from California to Michigan and then into the Northeast. Up to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts on the way from D.C. to New York to Boston. And then the second storm, a potential bomb cyclone now brewing too. Ginger Z times it all out. Also breaking tonight, the major wildfire burning right now. Thousands evacuated, homes threatened. Images coming in from the scene at this hour. There is also breaking news involving President Trump tonight. What he's now saying about Rudy Giuliani, the new interview this evening. Overseas tonight, the deadly earthquake, the frantic rescue efforts underway at this hour. The grandfather breaking his silence, breaking down in tears as he explains the horrifying moment his granddaughter fell to her death from an open cruise ship window, as his own family asks Puerto Rico not to prosecute what the grandfather now says happened. The dramatic rescue at Yosemite, the well-known climber falling from El Capitan, one of her rescuers, one of the most famous climbers ever. 3 men arrested 36 years ago on Thanksgiving Day, wrongly convicted as teenagers, now set free 36 years later, and what they're now saying. The construction worker plunging 50 feet down a well, the frantic effort to save him today. And the alarming video just released tonight, authorities say the school bus driver appearing to drink alcohol while behind the wheel.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Tuesday night, and it is slow going across much of this country. The Thanksgiving storm's already on the move. More than 100 million Americans in 32 states under alerts tonight. The first storm deadly already. Whiteout conditions at the Denver airport, stranding travelers, grounding hundreds of flights. A deadly pileup near Vail, shutting down I-70 for a time, and treacherous conditions on, this is I-80 in Nebraska, sending this van skidding off the road. Countless accidents across several states tonight. The storm moving through the Midwest, then right into the east, with millions set to travel tomorrow and potentially dangerous winds on Thanksgiving Day. And then there is another major system that will sweep through afterward, just in time for so many as they then travel home after Thanksgiving. So we time it all out for you tonight. ABC's Clayton Sandell leading us off from Aurora, Colorado.
Tonight, drivers packing for Thanksgiving trips are finding roadways packed with treacherous snow and ice. This van trying to pass a snowplow lost control on I-80 in Nebraska, spinning into the median. This semi overturned near Grand Island. On Interstate 70 west of Denver, a snowy mountain crash claimed at least one life. Not far away, a rock slide closed part of the major highway for hours. On Colorado's eastern plains, whiteout blizzard conditions brought another I-70 shutdown.
Woke up and thought I'd take a chance, but no dice. It's just too dicey, and thank God they closed the roads.
Nearly a foot of snow dumped into the Denver area. Motorists fighting losing battles against spinning tires, some giving up, driving the wrong way to escape. Firefighters raced to keep up with countless crashes. Luckily, no one hurt in this collision. And in Colorado Springs,
apparently there's just snow all over the place. Nobody's going anywhere.
Back at the Denver airport, an urgent effort to clear runways. Nearly 550 canceled flights since Monday, and an overnight stay for more than 1,100 stranded travelers. ABC's Alex Perez is ahead of the storm in Minneapolis.
With this storm on the move, airport officials here in Minneapolis are bracing for more delays and more cancellations. Crews will be out all night clearing runways. Nearly 3 million passengers nationwide will fly on Wednesday alone.
A second storm now slamming Oregon with hurricane-force wind gusts and heavy snow. And David, this is one of the lingering travel nightmares. A few cars are sneaking through, but officially Interstate 70 is still shut down from just east of Denver here all the way to the Kansas border, 150 miles away. David?
Wow, that's just incredible. Parts of I-70 still closed tonight. Clayton, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z, timing this all out for us tonight. Hi, Ginger.
Hi there, David. Such a critical night and a dangerous one, because on the southern side of that snow in Colorado, you have severe storms. A tornado watch from southern Missouri right into Louisiana. But let me time it out, because overnight tonight into tomorrow is when Minneapolis could pick up 6 to 9 inches of snow. Chicago could see wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That will absolutely impact flights there. Then on Thanksgiving Day itself, it moves into the Northeast. That could cause trouble. 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts could potentially affect the balloons. some snow showers there. But how about that storm that's hitting tonight? This could bomb out, as we call it, drop 24 millibars in less than 24 hours. That means up to 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It means 1 to 2 inches of rain in Southern California. Some of those recent burn scars, we could see mudslides and debris flow. This thing moves across the nation, and that second storm could impact our weekend as everyone, David, tries to get home.
Right, following just about the same path right across the country. I know you'll be tracking that, Ginger. And while we have you, you mentioned the potentially dangerous winds on Thanksgiving Day. A lot of people wondering, of course, if the balloons for the famous Macy's parade could actually be grounded.
And we're also tracking that, David. Authorities telling us it is going to be a game time decision on Thanksgiving Day itself. They have thresholds up to 34-mile-per-hour gusts and 23-mile-per-hour sustained winds. They'll fly the balloons if they're under that. But if they're at that or below, we've seen them ground the balloons where they kind of take them and they don't really fly them so high. That's an option. We haven't seen them not fly them since 1971. So again, we'll see what they say on Thanksgiving Day itself. David.
All right, Ginger, we just want everyone to be safe through the holiday. And Ginger, we thank you for the warnings tonight. We are also following the wildfire emergency playing out right now in Santa Barbara County, a major fire fueled by the winds. More than 5,000 people forced to evacuate. You can see them there escaping with flames on both sides of the road. ABC's Will Carr from California.
Tonight, the terrifying conditions. Santa Barbara residents fleeing with their community on fire.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fueled by wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, some escaping on roads with fire spitting at their cars.
The Cave Fire is burning under some of the toughest firefighting conditions anywhere in the world.
Crews battling from both the ground and in the air, using infrared to make drops overnight in the daylight for an all-out aerial assault.
You can see they are shooting hundreds of feet up into the air right now, and you can see all that smoke, and the wind is pushing those embers all throughout this area.
Residents now bracing for a twist from Mother Nature. Rain and the threat of mudslides will move into the area tonight after the Cave Fire scorched more than 4,200 acres.
Fire crews have really been taking advantage of a lull in the winds today. They're now hoping to get enough rain to smother those flames, but not enough to loosen the charred hillsides that we have across California. David.
All right, Will Carr, thanks to you as well. There is also breaking news tonight involving President Trump. The president just a short time ago in a new interview and what he's now saying about his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
President Trump is now suggesting he didn't really know what his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was doing in Ukraine.
What was Rudy Giuliani doing in Ukraine on your behalf?
Well, you have to ask that to Rudy, but Rudy, I don't even know. I know he was going to go to Ukraine, and I think he canceled the trip. But, you know, Rudy has other clients other than me.
But in the transcript of the president's July 25th phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky, the president repeatedly told the Ukrainian leader to talk to Giuliani, saying, quote, "Mr. Giuliani is a highly respected man, and I would like him to call you. Rudy very much knows what's happening, and he is a very capable guy. If you could speak to him, that would be great." And the president's point man on Ukraine, Ambassador Gordon Sondland, testified the president told him to work with Giuliani.
I followed the directions of the president. We worked with Mr. Giuliani because the president directed us to do so.
But in the interview released today with Bill O'Reilly, the president distanced himself from his personal lawyer.
So you didn't direct him to go there on your behalf?
No, but you have to understand, Rudy is a great corruption fighter.
Giuliani's your personal lawyer. So you didn't direct him to go to Ukraine to do anything or put any heat on him?
No, I didn't direct him, but he is a warrior. Rudy's a warrior. Rudy went. He possibly saw something, but you have to understand, Rudy has other people that he represents.
No, I know.
Giuliani recently dismissed suggestions that he'd be the fall guy for the president, taking blame for what happened in Ukraine.
I've seen things written like, he's going to throw me under the bus.
Right.
When they say that, I say, he isn't, but I have insurance.
Giuliani later said he was being sarcastic.
So let's get right to John Karl live at the White House tonight. And John, the president's still praising Rudy Giuliani in this interview, but it also appears he's putting some distance between the two of them.
No doubt about it. Bill O'Reilly repeatedly asked him about this, and each time the president suggested that he just didn't know what Rudy Giuliani was doing in Ukraine. David?
John Carl with us again tonight. Thank you, John. Next this evening, the Indiana grandfather breaking his silence after his granddaughter fell to her death from a cruise ship window. That grandfather now giving his own explanation of what happened while holding his 18-month-old granddaughter when she slipped from his arms and fell to her death. Her parents were on board too, and they have asked authorities in Puerto Rico not to prosecute, but they have moved forward with that case. Here's ABC's Victor Oquendo.
In his own words tonight, Indiana grandfather Sam Anello describing the horrifying moments he watched his granddaughter fall to her death from an upper deck of a Royal Caribbean ship. Anello telling CBS this morning,
I saw her fall. I saw her fall the whole way down. I saw her fall, and I was just in disbelief. I was like, oh my God. And then I just remember screaming that I thought there was glass.
Anello is fighting a negligent homicide charge. In July, 18-month-old Chloe Wiegand was with her family on board this ship. ABC reviewing surveillance video showing the tragedy unfold.
He's the first to get, look over the railing and down towards the port.
Correct.
He then picks her up and stands her on the railing.
Yeah.
They kind of lean over. He readjusts.
Yeah, I think he sits her down.
Sits her down.
And then they look again.
Lean over again.
Gone.
And she disappears out.
The Wiegand family deciding not to make that video public. Anello says this never would have happened if he knew the window was open. ABC has reviewed medical documents diagnosing Anello as colorblind.
I'm colorblind, Dave. I don't know. I just never saw it. I've been told that that's a reason that it might have happened. There's nothing worse that they can do to me than what's already happened.
He said he blamed himself at first, but believes the cruise line is at fault and should make the ship safer. In a statement, Royal Caribbean calling it a tragic incident, saying they have assisted authorities. Chloe's mother is a prosecutor herself. She asked authorities in Puerto Rico not to prosecute, but the Justice Department there says the evidence will prove Anello is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. David?
All right, Victor Oquendo on this again tonight. Thank you, Victor. And next here to the dramatic rescue after a terrifying fall from Yosemite's El Capitan. The celebrated climber Emily Harrington losing her grip. Other climbers coming to her rescue, including the climber at the center of that Oscar-winning documentary Free Solo. Tonight, how they helped stabilize her and get her to safety, and ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman with the video of the rescue.
Tonight, world-class climber Emily Harrington alive.
So, injury to the left elbow. Yep. Injury to the left leg.
Surviving what could have been a fatal fall after climbing up the first 150 feet on Yosemite's treacherous granite rock face known as El Capitan.
I can feel everything.
In this exclusive video of her rescue, we can hear Harrington say she can feel everything. The star of the documentary Free Solo, Alex Honnold, was first there to stabilize her spine. He was part of a group supporting Harrington's attempt to do something no other woman has done before: free climb the 3,200-foot rock face in a single day. Suddenly, in the middle of her climb, the 33-year-old Harrington tumbled down the cliff. She describes pinballing down, a safety rope lashing her neck, but not strangling her. Honnold keeping her alert with stories as Yosemite Search and Rescue scrambled a team which painstakingly climbed up to her, finally leading her away on a stretcher. Tonight, Harrington in remarkably good spirits, thankful to be alive. And incredibly, David, just a day after that 4-story fall, Harrington is out of the hospital and back on her feet. In fact, shortly she'll be on her way to Colorado for a very special Thanksgiving with her family. David.
Wow, an incredible rescue, and Matt, thank you tonight. We turn next this evening to 3 men arrested 36 years ago on Thanksgiving Day, wrongly convicted as teenagers, now set free 36 years later. Look at this, their joyful reunions with family members after their convictions were overturned. They were just 16 years old when they were arrested in 1983. Tonight, what they're now saying after 36 years locked up. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
I've been always dreaming of this, for this day.
Even the most exuberant images of tears and hugs fail to capture the magnitude of this moment. Alfred Chestnut, Ransom Watkins, and Andrew Stewart, free men after 36 years of being imprisoned for a crime a Maryland judge says they did not commit.
We went through hell. It wasn't easy. You see us out here, we're smiling. We're happy that we're free, but we got a lot to fix.
Their exoneration making headlines today, just as their arrest did back in 1983 when they were just 16 and 17 years old, arrested on Thanksgiving.